Hello, good morning. This is FF. Well, uh, I'm on my rooftop, and you know what? This is a very lovely, lovely morning. Let me just show you. I woke up early this morning, around about 6 o'clock, um, but I was still in bed. 6:15, I woke up, I freshened up, and I came to here. I thought, you know, my doctor told me that every morning I should do this, so that I don't get depressed or anything. And you know what happened when you exercise regularly? I think there's a hormone called endorphin. Uh, it's in your brain actually. So whenever you exercise, intense exercise or whatever, go to a gym, these endorphins, they are they naturally occur in our brain, and they keep us happy. That's why the other name of this endorphin hormones are called anandamides. It's an Indian word. Uh, the people from India should have no problem to understand this word, but people from other country or people who doesn't have that much general knowledge will struggle. But now you hear me. Now you know from me that there is a chemical called endorphin in our brain, which makes us happy naturally without using any drugs or anything, and they're called anandamides. Google it, you'll see. So I am sick and tired of telling you that when I come to this place, there's nothing on my mind. I mean, absolutely nothing. In fact, I was thinking today when I woke up, should I go to my rooftop? Should I talk to my students? And deep down inside me, a voice said, "Yes, of course. This is a good habit. Don't let it go." So I came here, and now, well, it feels pretty good. Now, I'm having problem with these videos every day. I try to shoot me in 1080p, but for some reason my camera is always falling back to 480p. I don't know why. Maybe my camera is I don't know, maybe it's losing its edge, or maybe I am doing something wrong when it comes to settings. Okay, so this, as you know, this is a vlog, and 1080p is not required, I guess, as long as you can hear my voice, right? Well, as you can see, I'm wearing my sunglasses today. The reason is a little bit later the sun will come out. The sun is already there in the sky, and it comes out, and it hurts my eyes. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna wear glass today. It's not for any style or anything. It's just to protect my eyes. Okay. So yesterday I went to the English chat group, and I don't know, I didn't see any good questions. Some fill in the blanks, some elementary school grammar. I mean, come on, guys. You guys are old, right? I think the average age of that group is 18 to 20. And in this age, if you start your grammar with fill in the blanks with noun and other things, that doesn't suit you at all, because these fill in the gaps, these are for kids, for children, not for grown-up people. We are in a we should, what do you call it, I think we should leave all this behind, and we should go for advanced English, because we're grown up and all. What are you going to do? You already know the principal blocks of grammar. So those idiotic questions, fill in the gaps, they are just laughable. I never answer those questions. That's crazy. Okay, enough of the study and everything. Let's get back to our normal blog, which is, if you're following my blog up to this time, you probably know that I usually talk about interesting stuff like okay, go back and watch my vlog, then you'll know. But today I thought I'm gonna talk about movies and movies related science. For example, let us start about the movie called The Time Machine. Now, The Time Machine was written by H.G. Wells, I think 100 years ago, and it had a what should I call it? The pop culture pick it up real quick, and last 80 to 100 years, I think there are plenty of movies on this subject, like Back to the Future, Star Trek, and so many movies I can't even remember all the names. But there were two movies which was like which was, what should I say, which was based on the novel that H.G. Wells wrote, and the name was Time Machine. One came out in the 60s and one came out in 2002. Guy Pearce was on it, and the movie Time Machine, which came out in 2002, you know who was the director? The, what do you call it, the grandson of H.G. Wells. Yeah, he directed the movie. I'm not gonna go into the 60s movie because I've seen the movie when I was very young, and at that time I had no idea about time traveling or going back and forth in time. But I did enjoy the movie. After that, I bought the book. I read the book, I think. I read the novel, actually. Novella, maybe, because it was not that big. So I read it like 3-4 times, and I was thrilled. It was so well written, and at that time I thought, yeah, time travel totally possible. But now, as I grew up, I've learned physics and the other stuff which comes bundled with education. Now, this time travel are actually not possible. At least going back in time is not possible. Like, if you want to go 100 years into the future, that is possible, but not today's technology. No, it's not. Maybe it will require another 100 years or so. So the concept is, you guys know Stephen Hawking, the British scientist who was neck down paralyzed. Unfortunately, he died, but he had a documentary where he said that, you know, the speed of light, it's oh my god, I forgot the speed of light. Okay, there's the speed of light, and it's very fast. In this universe, light travels faster than anything. And if you want to go to future, you have to match that speed. Because what happens, I'm sure you'll know the name of Einstein, and he said in his theory of general relativity, I think, that time is relative. What does it mean? It means that if you somehow can match the speed of light, time will start to slow down for you from your perspective, not other people's perspective. The person who is traveling at the speed of light, actually I think I should correct one thing, that it will be never possible for you to, doesn't matter how advanced we become in next 500 years, there is just some things, the laws of physics which governs this universe. You can never break those laws. For example, gravity. No way. Speed of light, speed of sound. These are, speed of sound, we already broke the speed of sound. You remember the Concord that used to fly from France to New York and London to France, I think the route. I'm not sure about the route, but there used to be a plane called Concord, and it could actually go supersonic, means it can break the sound barrier. And it was so fast that from France to New York, the flight is only 3 hours. If you take a regular commercial airliner, I think the time will be double than that, maybe more. I'm not sure, don't quote me on this. So what happened, I think in 1999 or something, I forgot the year, this Concord plane had an accident. Just one accident, and the French and the British, they suspended the flight of Concord. According to them, it's not safe enough. There are other factors also. The price of each ticket is ridiculously expensive, and since the plane has to break sound barrier, so they made the plane a little bit different. Just think of it as a small long plane, like cylinder like shape, okay? And that is not comfortable enough if you compare to aircrafts that are flying right now. That's just comfortable enough. There is this danger and the high price. I think everything contributed to the total suspension of the fleet. I don't know where those old Concords were. Probably somewhere in the museum, either in UK or France. I don't know. But I thought I shared the information with you, since we are speaking about the laws of physics. Okay. So, Mr. Stephen Hawking, the scientist, actually there was a movie on him also. The movie was called The Theory of Everything. If you get a chance, see the movie. And if you find the documentary, forgot the name of the documentary, but it was Stephen Hawking was the host. He was on his wheelchair, of course. He couldn't speak. He could speak only using a voice-activated computer. So the show was very good, very, very good. And he said that human beings or any spaceships or anything that tries to match the speed of light will eventually get destroyed, because we don't have the technology yet. But it doesn't mean that we can invent something like that in the future. Even we built a starship that can match the speed of light. Stephen Hawking said that you will never be able to go beyond the speed of light, let alone match it. What can be possible, according to the science, is you can, like, for example, if light travels like 100 miles per hour, that's not true. By light speed is more than that. But just for an example, I'm just saying that light is 100 miles per hour. A human being can never match that 100, but they can be very close to that speed, which is 99 or 98. And if you can match those speed, for you, time will be relative. It means time will slow down for you. Like, let me give you an example from the documentary. Stephen Hawking said, okay, what if we build a rail line throughout the globe and put a train there, which can actually get very close to the speed of light, like 99%. And if you accelerate that train and stay in the train for a couple of hours And when the train stops, you will see that huge amount of time has been passed, and you're in the future, because while you were traveling at the speed of light, the whole world and everything was in their regular state. So for them, for you, it may be 3 hours or 4 hours. For them, it will be like 300 years or so. So this is the way you can travel to future. And traveling to the past, the physics doesn't, the laws of physics doesn't allow it. Besides, there is those paradox. One most famous paradox is the grandfather paradox. Like, for example, think of yourself as a time traveler, and you're going in the past to kill your grandfather or his grandfather. Now, the paradox is here that if you kill your grandfather, your father will not born. If your father will not born, then your dad will never get married, never will have any children. And so how can you be into existence? How can you come from the future to kill your grandfather? Well, this is called paradox. There are other paradoxes related to time travel. When you think that you're gonna go back in time and change something, which was the story of the movie Back to the Future. I highly recommend it. Watch that movie. That is a very fun movie, and you can watch it in front of everyone, and everyone will enjoy, from kids to adults. Everyone will enjoy. I watched that movie in 1985. I was very young then, but I watched it and I instantly fall in love with it. Now there are a lot of groups dedicated to that movie on Facebook. Back to the Future Forever is one of them, where people who love the movie, they talk about the movie even now. And the best part is, the movie was directed by Robert Zemeckis. He's a very good director. Maybe not as good as James Cameron, but he's one of my favorite. His movies are, I can remember the Castaway was one of the movie he did, which was very good. What Lies Beneath, that was another movie he did, which was also very good. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, he's a good director, and he made that movie Back to the Future. And the movie was a total box office success. After that, he made part 2 of that movie and part 3 of that movie. So it's trilogy, and the whole trilogy is very beloved with fans like us, who goes to the group called Back to the Future Forever, and we talk about the movies, we dissect the movies, and sometimes we also think that the movie can be rebooted, because the first movie came out in 1985. Michael J. Fox was the lead, and Leah Thompson, they're all old now, So obviously, if there is a reboot, I think the movie is owned by Universal, and if Universal thinks that okay, we're gonna reboot the movie, I'm sure they can, because they have the rights and everything. But when it comes to rebooting movies, I think Hollywood has seen its fair share of failure. For example, the Terminator. Legendary director James Cameron made Terminator 1 in 1984 and Terminator 2 in 1991 or 1992. After that, after the enormous box office success, there was a huge pressure on him that he made more Terminator movies. But he declined, and for good reasons. The reason is, if you want to make a movie, the story also will have to be very good. I know there are lots of special effects right now and everything, but if the movie doesn't have a solid storyline, then all those things are pretty much useless. But with or without him, the studios thought, we're gonna make a Terminator movie and we're gonna bring our own script writer, we're gonna bring our own director to direct it, and we'll make it anyway. So what happened to the Terminator franchise, that it went down. I mean, it was a huge commercial flop. Each and every Terminator movie after Terminator 2, I think they made 6 of them. Can you believe 6 of them just flopped in the box office? Which is supposed to be a super duper hit because of the 80s and early 90s nostalgia. Who would have thought? But if you see the Terminator movie, like the 3rd part and the 4th part and the 5th part and the 6th part, you will know that something doesn't add up. And that is the reason probably James Cameron didn't want to write a script or direct a movie, because he doesn't want his name associated with a flop movie, because James Cameron never had a flop movie, never, in his whole career. Speaking of James Cameron, he just made the sequel of a long-awaited Avatar movie. I'm sure every one of you have seen the movie, and it made like 3 billion or 2.8 billion dollars in the box office in 2009. And being a perfectionist and everything, Jim Cameron actually invented the camera and the motion capture device to, instead of applying makeup, they use motion capture device. And that technology is so advanced that you don't have to wear a prosthetic mask or anything. See the documentaries or behind the scenes of Avatar, you will know what I mean. Okay, so off topic is, when I come here, when I speak to you guys, time for me runs very fast. I can see that my time is 29 minutes and 48 seconds. Well, you know what it means? It means it's time to go. So go where? go to my apartment, I'll take a shower, I'll fix myself something and eat. So today, what did we discuss? We discussed about time travel, H.G. Wells' novel, Jim Cameron and his movies, Terminator and his flops, the Avatar movies. I wanted to share more things about the Avatar 2, which is Avatar the Way of Water, but I'm out of time, so maybe tomorrow. So I'm gonna go now. Before going, this is FF signing off, and I wish all of you have a wonderful day today. Okay, so goodbye, take care.